Welcome, everyone. Together, let us give thanks to our Heavenly Father for whatever time that you are watching this, for having created us and granting us the mystery of what we call time. The following is from February 7th, 2003, 6:13 in the morning. It's called The Ride. Once upon a time, there was a child who went for a ride with his mother and father. He sat in the back seat along with a couple of brothers and sisters. It began as a nice quiet ride through the city. They stopped at McDonald's and got a drink and some fries to eat along the way. Then continuing on, after a while they left the city and started driving on the freeway. Cars went speeding by them, and big trucks and buses. For hours they were on the freeway and the children got restless. So they stopped at a rest stop and everyone got out to stretch their legs and move about before getting back into the car and continuing on their way. They drove and drove. The sun went down and they still kept up their travels. They stopped at more rest stops, service stations, and McDonald's. Parents took turns driving while the other one slept. This seemed to go on forever. The kids got cranky and tired, and then, finally, at long last, they got off the freeway and drove into a little country road. First it was paved, and then it was gravel, and finally they turned off of that road, and it was just a little dirt road through the trees. And lo and behold, up ahead the road stopped in front of a little house. "This is your grandma's home," the parents said. "We will be staying here for a couple of weeks." The kids stared. "This?" A dog came roaring around the house at full tilt, tail wagging, and started jumping excitedly around the children. They saw two swings hanging from an old oak tree, and off in the distance a small pond. The next couple of weeks were the best ones those kids had ever had. Every day was a new adventure. It was only years afterwards that the children found out what had caused that long, long ride. Their father had lost his job, and for their parents it was a very hard time. They had prayed and decided to make this trip. It changed the lives of every one of them forever. They learned new ways and made new friends, and yes, the dad found a new job. It didn't pay as much, and they never got a fancy house or car. But they had days and days of fishing in the little pond, and swinging on the swings, and playing with the dog. They became a family like they had never been before. They watched sunsets and falling stars, and made memories that lasted forever. God has a plan for each of us. A plan to make us happy and more fulfilled. We might have to spend some long hours on the freeway, but there is a better place at the end of the road. God's ways are not our ways, but God's ways are the best ways. It's hard to comprehend how God can care for each and every one of us individually. And there's billions and billions of people on this planet. But he does. How can count the hairs on each one of our heads? He knows how many we have. How is it possible to even try to understand the limitless of God and all that he has created? Let us give thanks this day and every day for the gift of time, our lives and the lives of our brothers and sisters, and the mystery that is God. May God bless everyone. Hope you have a great Wednesday, and if God should see fit, may we meet again tomorrow.